Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the SplashCast, your go-to podcast for news and discussion in the world of sports.
Good.
Yes, sir. We are here. We are here on time.
Kind of.
You feeling, brother? Old man.
Man, I am surely alive and blessed and happy to be here. That's how I'm feeling. And slightly whooped.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks ago was my birthday. We had the birthday episode. One thing that Norwood and I get along with is we figured out we have similar personalities because we were born 2 weeks apart. Well, a year and 2 weeks apart.
Correct.
So my man's birthday is today, April 14th. Feeling good, feeling great, feeling good. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, man. It has been one sure hell of a weekend. Feels good to pod, but I am also, recovery is different these days. It's very different these days.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all almost got this pod tomorrow, but times have changed, and I got.
We fight through. We got a job to do. We do the job. We leave when the job is done.
I said, bro, we can't. I got a babysitter tonight.
Right. We make decisions, adult decisions, and we listen. We listen to our bodies, and we listen to babysitters, and that is the reason tonight. Reggie gonna do most of the point, y'all. Where I'm in this car, but I'm on the passenger side, my boy.
Oh man, well, y'all know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We do Monday Night Raw. We do the mic check, previously known as the pregame. I like both of the names, but it's literally a mic check. Like we are out here making sure all the levels are right.
And if the mics ain't working, tell us.
Y'all get in the chat. We appreciate y'all. Leave us a comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're from. I'm gonna do that at the beginning of every segment because we appreciate y'all even joining us, spending your Monday night with us, man. So y'all know what it is. On Mic Check, we do baseball, basically non-basketball, non-football, non-HBCU. So we try to encompass everything else: baseball, hockey, golf, tennis, anything. So we're gonna start out with the Masters of baseball. You want to do Braves? I just kind of threw it up there.
Yeah, we can do a little Bravo talk.
So the Braves, after a 1-9 start, are now 4-11. And let me tell you, we got our second win this weekend when we had a 4-hour rain delay, and they did not call it. I was like, oh, Braves desperate. We're going to play this game. We up. We not calling no rain delay. And
not a chance. Not a chance.
And we had people out there in Atlanta, just like in other places, kind of believe in the juju. Now, this man dressed up as Marcell Ozuna because the first time he did it, Marcell hit a home run. So he dressed up as Marcell Ozuna. Full uniform.
Put him on the roster. We need this man. I don't care what we do. The thing that matters to me more than anything is winning baseball games. If you have to offer this man season tickets, and I'm not talking about season tickets for the Atlanta Braves, I'm talking about a season's worth of tickets. If he needs to travel with us, y'all need to put him on the roster as the mascot. Blooper.
He looked like East Atlanta Marcell Ozuna.
Right. Blooper. Ton of respect. But if this man is going to win us games, dog, you have to take the year off. And I mean that from the bottomest of my heart. I'd rather win than have a mascot. I don't care. Shout out to this guy for not leaving. Because without you,
12:54 a.m., bro. The game started at 7.
That's also commitment to the greatest fans in the world. Shout out to the Bravos. If you're not Bravo gang, you can go to hell, honestly.
Yeah, man. He's got the neon sleeve.
Whatever it takes.
He's got everything going on, man. Couple other Braves news before we move on, man. We do get Spencer Streider back. I think he's supposed to be back this week. Needed.
Take your time.
We are supposed to now we are gonna, speaking of Marcell Ozuna, Marcell actually is gonna miss the Toronto series, the series that started today. We're currently up in the 8th inning.
Let me cut this off. I see what happened when I start caring. You went from 8-1 to 8-3. The juju is way too important for us to play with it. Pause. If applicable, I just want wins, and if that means that I cannot watch the score, then I won't.
We won't watch the game. And shout out to baby Kyra stuff back there.
Shout out to my Gators. Hey, you have to be committed to helping your team win, and that means sometimes you can't be selfish. Maybe I can't watch the game.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will not watch any Florida Gator game this year. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to be stuck with Billy Napier, but I would like to win. I talked to my dad today because, of course, my birthday. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's time, Billy, to go." I was like, "Yeah, when my dad is sick of you, it's time for you to go."
Yeah, your dad of that generation. They don't even really support the PWIs. It's really HBCUs or players.
Yeah. I don't think I like that coach. I think it's time for him to go. I was like, "Hey, Billy, when LN2 say it's time for you to go, you better win. You better win."
Shout out to Ron Washington. He was the Braves' former third base and hitting coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Him and Eric. I said him and Eric are coaching in Anaheim now. Ain't that it?
Yeah, they are now in Anaheim. And we said it when they got the job. We said, look, this is probably the best hire that Anaheim could have made. That shows that they're still serious about baseball. And I think that's what kept Mike Trout there, to be honest. Like, I think Ron Washington, I think that was an impressive hire for everybody. And right now, they are number one in their division. They are leading. They've won every series. They have hit the third most home runs, the only AOS team with a positive run differential, and Mike Trout is actually healthy.
Now, they're going to be sick if that old black man saved that team. I'm going to tell you that now. They're going to be sick. Because we're going to tell them every week. You remember that time that old black man swooped in and saved your whole organization? After being in the laughing stock with one of the greatest players in MLB history, never having an opportunity. And then, yep, you just called that old black man. He just came to save the day. Right.
Yeah, two of the greatest players in MLB history. They let one go.
Yeah. he moved on like Maya.
He said, absolutely not. So we did want to send congratulations to Ron Washington, man. Deserved it. And I hope they continue to do well. And if all things go how I would like to see, I would love to see us play each other in the World Series.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
That would be great.
And then also means that they will be whooping the Astros, which makes me feel even better.
As you live in Houston.
Yeah, if you cheat, you're a cheater. And they're the Houston Aspects from here now and even forevermore.
Yeah, forever. They got to win. Didn't they win again, though? Yeah, they won with Dusty.
Don't care. Don't care. You are all, once you cheat, you're the Asterisks. Respect the Dusty Baker, though, the GOAT.
Yeah. Shout out to talk about this. Is why I think it may be the year for one of my teams going to do something this year. One of my teams going to do something this year because I've noticed a lot of pause if necessary choke artists are overcoming their fears. Roy McIlroy, dang, that was a terrible intro. But Roy McIlroy.
And ladies and gentlemen, Quick Scope is back. If you haven't seen him in a while, he got out the sniper and buried the lead in Roy McIlroy finally winning the Masters.
Roy McIlroy,
you use it.
finally completed the career Grand Slam. He got everyone except for the Masters. He won the Masters this year. He had been in the lead on the final day for like 3 or 4 of them, and he had blown the lead every time. This year, 35 years old, gets it done in a playoff where y'all, it does sound bad, I'm saying it, but he almost choked this Masters away too. Pause if applicable.
Yeah,
He was
and
up
apparently
two. Ooh, this you can't talk. You get pause golf conversation. Okay. Okay. Just pause it. He was up 2 shots on the 18th, on the 17th. And got birdie. So he's up 1 going on to the 18th, and he bogeyed, missed a 5-foot putt. And I was like, ooh, he going to a playoff, he about to choke. And then he made a fantastic approach on the 18th. And Rose missed by the 3-foot putt. Well, he missed the putt by about 3 feet. Roy had like a 3-foot putt to win it. And then that picture that you see, ladies and gentlemen, right over there, is his reaction. So in all seriousness, I know I joke because there was always that Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods. Like Rory was supposed to overtake Tiger Woods the same way Maria Sharapova was supposed to overtake Serena Williams, and it just they pushed it and pushed it and pushed it, and it kind of made me not like him. But he's a hell of a golfer, and I am happy he got the career Grand Slam.
Me too. I like to see people get the monkey off their back. He does do things that are not likable. They also talked about him. And at this part, I don't necessarily blame him for, but Bryson DeChambeau said he didn't speak to him the whole final round. Now, I'm not totally against that, especially of a guy who's had a history of tricking things off. I might not be able
to. But they don't like each other, though.
Yeah.
They don't like each other either. No.
Still, I think, but either way, bro, number 1, I'm here to beat you. Number 2, I might need all of my laser focus. You know how, like, when you're doing your homework and your parents say, hey, if you can talk and do your work, that's fine. But if you're doing too much talking and not enough work, then we're going to stop talking. I think he might have been like, hey, this pressure kind of ratcheted up on me, big dog. You got the monkey off your back. You good. I might not be able to talk to you right now. Maybe in the future we can discuss this and have that discussion over a beer. But at this very moment, no, I probably can't.
Yeah. And you can't even. I don't care if you take it personal or not, big dog. Like, hey,
I'm here to win.
It is what it is.
I'm here to win.
Better respect it or move on. Either way, it don't bother me.
Speaking of respect it or move on, golf fans are upset at Jose Luis Ballesteros upside down Sun Devils hat. And I'm telling you, if you want, it's refreshing to see somebody other than us get the comments like they were. But golf will tell you they don't like anybody else. If you don't do exactly what they say, they hate you. Number 1, these hats have been a thing, and I kind of hate the hat itself. It's kind of, as a person who likes symmetry, it's highly annoying to me to see the hat upside down like this. But I also understand that those dudes have made millions of dollars on the upside down hat thing. And I don't understand why anybody cares. They were like, ban him. He should never be allowed to play again. He should never be invited back to Augusta. He's an amateur. What is this guy doing? This is embarrassing. Stupid hat. And I'm like, y'all will take the fun out of anything. Also, Arizona, they probably thrilled to get this much marketing. Happy to be seen and happy to get all the clicks of, hey, that's a Sun Devil hat, Sun Devil hat, Sun Devil hat everywhere. Golf fans are who we know them to be. They've been consistent.
It's the whole, this to me is colonialism. It goes all the way back to the British Empire. Like where you had things like, and even medieval, like where you had like golf is viewed as the gentlemanly sport. Like Wimbledon, right. They try to make Wimbledon the same thing. If you think about it, Wimbledon is the gentleman's tournament of the tennis of the tennis world, right? So like it's elitism, and when you don't fit the mold that they think you should be in, they don't consider you elite. And with other sports, like they don't consider you elite and they'll just let you lose. Like in golf, they don't consider you elite and you don't follow the rules. They don't want you here. Right. And it don't matter who you are. So
and they make that very clear. Hey, you don't belong here, boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You grew up at Augusta National. Yeah. So man, but
You're not
hey,
talking to me like that either. I put hands and feet on you first. My daddy named
but
Lester.
Jose Luis, man, keep wearing the hat. I've been actually trying. We're trying to source out some SplashCast and Dive Team hats, and that's one of my ideas. So, keep going, man. Keep going. And
And let him
finally,
be mad. Let him be mad. Let him
yeah,
be mad.
I hope you win it. I hope you win it. To
Right.
be honest. But finally, King Griffey Jr. There was a big deal about players after sports, and King Griffey Jr. is the latest baseball player to take on photography, and he was actually a photographer for the 2025 Masters, which is a great accomplishment because it's really, really hard to get into the Masters as anything golfer, spectator, press. Like the credentials are difficult to get.
I have a friend who's banned from the Masters. Funny story.
Of course you do.
Hey, you can't yell at Tiger. That will surely get you banned from a place that loves to ban people. Congratulations to King Griffey Jr. Him and Randy Johnson, second act as photographers, is dope as hell. And I mean, he got some really good shots. He's not out there just a guy with the camera that's rich. Nah, he's a professional. And
People are
him and
buying
Randy
his photography.
Johnson, him and Randy Johnson are kicking ass at this. I love to see athletes find a new passion, especially after, it's kind of tough to get into something that keeps you kind of going. And he's taking off with this thing. So congratulations, have him back, and hopefully he does more sporting events.
Yeah,
And
man.
I need to find his
Yeah,
page.
man.
Randy Johnson has Randy got a good page.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're gonna keep doing. They'll bring him back because he also brings people eyes to the sport,
right?
Because he's King Griffey Jr. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the mic check. Talked about the Braves, talked about some golf. We're gonna take a few seconds, go get us a couple bottles of water, come back, and we're gonna run through HBCU news around the culture. Got a few things we're gonna talk about today, man. Norfolk State, bro. Kudos. We'll be right back.
Y'all under pressure. Y'all are under pressure. Let me tell you, if you don't know, you better find out soon and very soon. With that being said, we'll be right back.
The show is produced by Creative Logic Solutions. Whether the project is big or small, let Creative Logic Solutions help bring your vision to life.
Speaking of scary next year, the Atlanta Hawks.
You already counting us out?
No.
See the hat? Y'all see the hat?
I'm not counting us out. For sure not. I'm not even really counting us out of the playoff game. The two teams that we play, I'm going to say
Hawks talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I'm not going to say that we can't win, but it's difficult. But I look at the Celtics and say, sometimes we play the Celtics very well, and then sometimes we don't. I think the Cavs, we split the season with them 2-2.
Yeah.
I think that the Hawks are such a unique team because we've done it before in the past where nobody counted us in and, you're going to lose. And we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if not for Trae stepping on that ref's foot, who knows what happened?
To the finals. Giannis would still be ringless. Yeah, I know what happens. And maybe Chris Paul has the ring. Maybe Atlanta gets the ring. I don't know.
Right.
But I know we would have made the finals.
Right. So I feel like that team, like this team is kind of that. Now, it would be really nice if we had Jalen Johnson. I think
that's next year's team.
Right. I think that's where it gets interesting. Now, there are a couple big things that I do want to highlight because the season is finally over. Trae Young, total assists, 880 assists. Nikola Jokic, 716 assists. James Harden, 687. Tyrese Halliburton, 673. Cade Cunningham, 638. 880 assists.
It's almost 11 assists a game.
Yes. Number one, the 7 years Trae Young's been in the league, he's increased his assist per game every season. That's nuts. You just eventually, by math, you assume, hey, there's no way he can average more assists. He does. This he's actually done on the lowest usage rate, if I remember correctly, since his rookie year. So that means he's becoming more efficient. So I want to give him a ton of credit for that. Now, I will tell you, because, when we start putting the pod together, I look at these things. These guys in the top 5, Trae, Joker, Harden, Cade, I think all top 10 in turnovers. Yo, Tyrese Halliburton is like, he's not top 50 in turnovers.
Yeah, that's what makes him unique. What makes Halliburton unique is that he'll get you the same amount of assists with 2 turnovers. Like, you be like, bruh.
And like,
Halliburton,
and let's be real.
Had, 4 games in a row, he had 15 and no turnovers.
And let's be real here. Like, Trae is a high turnover guy, but in relation to the assist,
he's cut those down.
He's like 3-1 though. He's somewhere between 3-1 to 4-1. He's at like 11.2 or something assists, and then like I think 3 turnovers a game. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But Tyrese Halliburton, I had to look on the list. I'm like, okay, where's he at? I got to see where he is because I just assumed everybody. And I hit Control F, and I thought my computer was broke. I said, wait, 50. Nowhere to be found. Then you hit more, and then you're like, oh, there he is right there. Tyrese Halliburton, I don't know if I'd rather have the 880 assists and more turnovers or the 673 and not. I think I might be okay with the 673.
Well, I can't believe you turned this into I would have somebody else other than Trae segment.
No. I like 880 is like, look at that. That's nuts. Having 100 and like 54 more.
64.
But yeah, 64. My mom be mad. But I also looked at that like because I had to see. I was like, okay, is everybody gonna be in the same range? How that not turning the ball over is crazy.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in here because you keep talking about Halliburton in a Trae segment. So I'm gonna take the 880 assists because he's 164 assists more than the next.
You're right.
And his second best player or the best player on the team is not playing.
That's true. You're right. I mean,
he had 880 assists with missing his best player before the All-Star game.
Right. You're not wrong. I'm 100%. You ain't wrong. And I want to be very clear. It's not a Trae segment. I just got into my basketball nerd thing for a minute. That's it.
I'm taking the 880 assists. I'm taking because the 3-1 turnover, assist to turnover, the assists are so high.
Right.
But that also and the fact that he's getting more efficient is scary. If he could just figure something
and
out.
I will say that even though he may be top 5 in turnovers, he keeps the Hawks out of a lot of turnovers. And this was supposed to be the season, but because his usage rate is down, they expected the turnovers to kind of skyrocket because you got more people handling the ball. You got Dyson, who's quietly not a terrible backup point guard. Hey, David Griffin, we finna get to you in a second, boy. You deserve to be fired. You deserve to be fired. Speaking of Dyson, who we said was not a bad backup point guard, fantastic defender. 229 steals. Next closest person, Shea, with 131. Chris Dunn, former Atlanta Hawk, with 128. Joker playing in passing lanes at 127, and Keon Ellis at 121. 229.
And be saying like, "What y'all doing in Atlanta? We have the most assists and the most steals. We have technically supposed to have the best backcourt in the league. That's best backcourt in the league, worthy."
The thing, like, this is the scary part. These are the things that get people fired. We're gonna talk about David Griffin and reason, and when you have a lot of things, and you're not, we're still what we would go 40 and 42. Like our records over the last like 4 years have been right there. Like we are, and I swear I appreciate this. Having a like struggling through years with the Gators where it's been terrible. A mid team ain't always the worst thing. I complained about not having shoes until I met a man with no feet. Let me tell you, I do not want to be in the cellar. But if it continues the mediocrity, and realistically, think about what we're looking at next season. I'm gonna go ahead. We can kind of go ahead and move this into the next season conversation of Onyeka Okongwu, after taking over at the starting position, has played out of his mind.
Okay, you said a lot. We jumped from assist to steal. So Dyson is scary. Yes. Backup point guard.
Why do you have me drinking?
Because it's your birthday, and you would have called me all types of names in public if I didn't drink on my birthday, and you did.
You're right.
Y'all actually, y'all started a tradition of drinking on my birthday without me.
Because you always get lost, and that's fine. That is more than fine.
For different reasons, but yeah, similar outcome.
Right.
Yeah. Dyson Daniels and Trae. It's just the front court, and the thing is, I just need Onyeka Okongwu to be a 4, or I need him to go take the Scottie Pippen drugs or the deer antler spray or whatever and grow from 6'8" to 6'11". That's all I need you to do. Because if he's 6'11", Okongwu is a top 5 center in the league.
The middle, yeah. And that's where I think we're going to run it back, which I know is scary to a lot of people because that seems to be kind of the running theme in Atlanta at the end of most seasons is, all right, well, we're going to run it back with basically this team. Then we get to somewhere in the season and it's like, oh, this ain't working. So we start selling off people. And many times we sell them off for a massive loss. Now, here recently, I think we've done a better job about that. And I want to give Landry Fields credit because after we paid through the nose for DeJounte, we got a decent amount of that back, and getting Dyson back, that makes things way more palatable. And we got a first round pick.
Yeah, you got arguably the defensive player of the year back in the trade.
Right, but we gave away like 3
in a year where they traded Anthony Davis.
Right, but what I'm saying is, now that's the other part is we did give away I think 3 draft picks for him first, which is tough. But if you tell me that I can turn 3 draft picks into what I think to be a very affordable starter and another pick, a decent pick.
So I was like, we lost on that trade, but only because we gave up the 3rd first round draft pick. If it was 2, we can't.
Yeah, you win, and that's where it's like, it wasn't great, but Dyson playing this good, and he's probably still going to be on. What do you think? Maybe $20-25 million a year contract.
I would sign him tomorrow for sure. I don't. Yes. I think
he can sign right now. Right now.
I don't know if I do. I want to applaud Landry Fields because I was very skeptical of what he was trying to do. I want to say that this offseason may be the most important offseason for this iteration of this team, because you have your core 6.
What you calling the core 6?
Trae, Dyson, Zachary Richardson, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu. Well, I guess Karis LeVert, or I don't know.
TBD. TBD.
You got your core five. You've got your five.
I'd like to have him come back for sure. I love that dude.
You got your five. I actually think they really like Muhammad Gay. But I think you got your core, but he's movable. But I think because he's 6'11", he pairs a little bit better with Okongwu.
Yes. And you with those four, and what you assume us to do is to lose Clint Capella and refill with a young center. Yeah, Muhammad Gay is affordable, and for all intents and purposes will be affordable for the foreseeable future. Karis LeVert is probably going to be $15-20 million. You can go ahead and pay Dyson. You got Jalen on the Ozzy Albies, Ronald Acuna contract. You got Okongwu on the same type of deal. Now, Trae, you're going to be
last week, though. They positioned themselves to pay Trae.
But he's not getting paid this year, and you got to hope that he doesn't take that personal that he doesn't get paid this year.
Well, I think if they're being transparent with the plan, and he buys into it, which he seems like he is because of the words he's given for Dyson Daniels and Ricochet, especially when he should have been a starter on the All-Star team and not a.
Hey, y'all know I don't love Trae Young, but one thing I do know is Trae Young has always been better than Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero will never be better than Trae Young, not in this world, not on 2K, not on 3K. Not in 4K. It will never happen. That's disrespectful. That's crazy. And it's embarrassing that y'all thought that was reasonable and acceptable.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
They had a whole video segment with him, Tyler Hero. He was like, for real, me? He didn't even believe it. But what I was saying was this is the most important offseason because you would assume they're going to run it back with a Okongwu, like you said. So you've got your starting five. This is the fill in the blank offseason. You've got to build a bench and find a backup point guard or figure out how to keep Kobe Buffkin healthy. One or the other.
Both.
But you've got to figure out
BOFF. Both.
You've got to be able to fill in the blanks. You've built. You got to give him credit through trial and error, through pivots and everything. He's built a decent starting five. Even if you don't like Okongwu at 6'8", you still have built a decent starting five. One that was, might I tell you, before he got hurt, was fourth in the East.
Right. Now there are a couple things that you got to look. I like to look at the whole league in our position. Everybody can't win a championship this year, right? Somebody ain't gonna have enough money to pay everybody. The one thing that I will say that the Hawks have right now is they're not indebted to anybody for an ungodly amount of money. Every contract, including Trae, can be traded reasonably. You're not going to have to pay somebody like we've done in the past and just basically sell a player. So, all right, well, we'll give you this and this, so you'll take this player. So I think we're going to get to, I assume probably as long as the wheels don't fall off early, at least the mid-season before they start to make a decision. Now, Trae, this is where it's on you. You got to get us out of the mid. Boston, if they don't win, their money is very funny. Milwaukee,
if they win or not, their money is funny.
Right. I mean, you're right. You're right. But not winning. I mean, the money's funny either way, but not winning really, it escalates bigger moves. Cleveland, y'all paid everybody. Better win this year. If not, you can't afford all them players.
They only got 4 players that they really need, 5 that they need to keep.
Oh,
Donovan, the 2 front court players, the point guard, what's his name? I want to call him Booby Gibson. That's not him. And DeAndre Hunter, who's already under contract. So I mean, other than that, everybody else, Max Strus, Isaac Okoro, all y'all interchangeable.
But the thing about it is, their bench is better now. Ty Jerome probably gonna want some money. He should be actively seeking some money. You've been on the fringe of the NBA for a long time.
Hey, it's cool. The door is unlocked. That ain't closed. You can decide to go.
But that's the thing. Ty Jerome might be more, and I know this sounds crazy, he might be more valuable than DeAndre Hunter if he plays like he played this year.
You can say that about everybody.
Right.
There's a lot of people that be more valuable than people if they play consistently.
Right. So, I mean, they're going to have to make some decisions. And then you're going to go into Celtics mode. You'll have 5 players, and then you're going to find the Sam Houses of the world to try to win with. That don't leave much room for error. The difference with the Hawks, and I think that we're kind of set up is we could afford, I think, 2 more players, 2 more reasonable players.
I'm not gonna put no names out there because y'all yelled at me when I put one name out there and you said it ain't gonna work. But
who?
Actually, I'm gonna say it. I don't know what. Well, actually, he's under contract, so I don't know if it will work. And I don't know if he would come here because he wants to win the chip. He's in win now mode. But KD here?
No. No.
The thing is, you got to trade for him. I don't want to trade for him. I would rather just outright sign him.
You got to trade for him, and they not like Phoenix. I assume that Matt Ishbia won't continue to make stupid decisions.
Why?
Because you look like the stupid person. This team
will get there, but there's no inkling that the stupid decisions are about to stop.
I mean, you're right. You're right, but also, if I want KD, I also know that Matt Ishbia values KD because he was the first big get that he got. So yeah, if I give you KD, it ain't no way in hell that I'm not getting Jalen Johnson, Zachary Ricochet,
or Dyson Daniels. One of those 3.
1, 2.
No,
I'm
yes. That's why I said. That's why I talked it through. I said, well, this is probably not going to work because you got to trade for him. And the 5 pieces that we have to trade, we are not trading. So,
right.
At least not at this moment in time. So,
and it's probably Jalen and Ricochet because you're going to have to pay Dyson, and they're going to want salary flexibility. And on top of that, all that money that I just talked about that we could pay some other players with, they say KD wants $60 million a year.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, there's other players to go get, but we need a 5. And I don't know who it is that you go get because they like Okongwu. So if you like Okongwu, then you kind of need it's not going to happen, but you need a player the caliber or with the skill set of like Giannis. You need a 4 that can play a 5.
That's the reason.
Defense and then play the 4 on offense.
I think that we really need to go after Danny Wolf because you could play. Once again, I like to be able to mix and match my guys just in case, so I can always have one good guy on the floor. So I could play Danny Wolf and Jalen Johnson together. Danny Wolf's a legit 7-footer. Then you can play Muhammad Gay because he gives you great rim protection and a Okongwu at the same time. Hell, you could play Muhammad Gay and maybe play Jalen together. All of those different things allow for, number one, injuries, which we know are eventually going to happen. And we can keep some of our best players on the floor at the same time. It's just tough because we have a small center and we have a very small point guard. The middle of the lineup is appropriately sized. If not, actually kind of big. Pause if applicable. But the bookends is big. You got jokes. The bookends are kind of rough. If Okongwu played in Chicago, he'd be perfectly fine.
Okongwu's a good center. He's just 6'8". I mean, he as you said, I think he averaged like 15 and 12, 15 and 13 in the second half of the season, and that's as he don't really get no plays run for him.
No,
And he averaged 15 and 13, and he was guarding. I mean, you're never gonna stop Giannis, but Giannis is one of them dudes that he just hates playing. Like Giannis hates playing Okongwu. He dominates everybody, and he may go every now and then or every other game get 40. But then he play Okongwu, he's like winded, tired. Like Okongwu is not a pushover.
No, he gives, and you see Miami went and got Kyle Ware because he was Okongwu and Bam. It's a dog fall, especially at this point in Bam's career and this point in Okongwu's career. It's a lot closer than people think. Bam has the bigger name. He has more pedigree. But if you look at both of them playing basketball.
Now, Okongwu does struggle against Orlando. And Orlando is his kryptonite because everybody's 6'8" or taller. Right. Really, everybody's 6'10".
And Paul,
and
but
so,
they're well bodied. Like that's a big, like they're a 6'8" stocky. It ain't nothing
wrong.
You could just
6'10". Franz is 6'10". Paolo is 6'10". Jonathan Isaac 6'10". Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter. He's
Wendell Carter.
You got to worry about seeing him much longer. Paulo gonna send him home.
Come on, me dog. You can play over here. Come on home. Come on.
Now I will tell you. I think he's still on the contract, so you have to trade him. And I don't. But let me tell you, Paulo gonna get him out of there. When I saw that, why are we paying him? You're going home, big dog.
Yeah, they're not.
You ain't got to leave
again.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose Paulo.
And Paulo is. I tell you all the time, Paulo is what you believe. Zion, what I believe I wanted Zion to be.
Yes, but it's not fair. Zion's 6'6". Paulo is 6'10", and I 100% agree or believe that they were going to draft Chet. So they brought Paulo in for that workout, and they saw that he was 260 pounds. And they said,
grown man day one.
They said, And then when he had the workout, I was like, oh. Because as soon as they brought him in for the workout and they like watched him work out, they was like, oh yeah, Paulo's going number one. That was the end of it. There was no more discussion. It was Chet, who's 3 and who's 2. It was like, Orlando settled on Paulo. And I was like, well, yeah, he's 260.
I think because Wendell is at $20 million, I'll probably give you Terrence Mann and George Niang for Wendell Carter. And I think that would be a good move for all parties.
Ricochet off the bench or bring Carter off the bench?
Carter off the bench. You get to win. And you get away from a team that don't want you.
And you come home.
Right. And once again, just play basketball. You also, he can shoot enough. He can play the 4. Jalen Johnson, love him to death, does have a little injury history. Bro, we can do, if you can play with Paulo, then we could probably make it work with Okongwu or any variation of that. And
well, yeah, he gives you the opportunity to play the 4 on offense and the 5 on defense because he's actually a really good rebounder.
And Niang is a shooter. Orlando needs shooters. Terrence Mann is another guy who can do a little bit of everything. That's what they need right now.
I don't want to give up Terrence Mann. I don't. I think he's underwhelmed for me for what I thought he would be because I think we got him 2 years too late. But he
can do a little bit of everything, man.
If you guard somebody, if you put him, if he may be the 4th option on our team, but he gonna torch the 4th option on your team
for sure
every time. So I like him. I think I like his defense. I love the fact that he can guard everybody, and he ain't no punk neither. No, we got a little toughness now.
He got some toughness.
I don't like the minivan, but your minivan be out there. Like, look, we can fight right now.
And he's 40% 3-point shooter. That's what Orlando needs is more spacing. You could put him out there.
I would see if I can get off Buffkin if I were going to do that because they need point guard.
Jet Howard. I mean, that's literally.
I ain't seen him at all. Is he hurt?
Yeah. I mean, Jet and
They got Black.
Anthony Black. I don't think do not be the San Francisco 49ers. Go pay for you a good guard. Don't play with it no more. Don't try to get smart. Don't get cute. Go find you a guy. Go get you a real live guy now. Because, hey, like you said, don't get Shaquille O'Neal down here. Don't
I don't want to beat
Paulo.
this to death, pause if necessary. But I don't smirk on your face. I really, really, and I know they're probably not gonna get rid of him. But if I had to choose between Wendell Carter and Jonathan Isaac, I like Jonathan Isaac, dog. He get hurt.
Always hurt. Always hurt.
But he's played more this year than he's played in the last 2 or 3. And the always hurt things probably get you a little cheaper. And I saw him against the Hawks guard the 1 through the 5 in one play. He guarded everybody. Blocked the shot, got the rebound, then blocked the shot.
Oh, you know what? Let's give him credit. 71 games played this year.
Yeah. He played a lot.
Now
and he has no problem coming off the bench. So you can still keep Okongwu on the bench. Keep him on the bench and bring him in to play the 5 and now you bring him in.
He's gonna have to play the 4, but you feel way more confident.
He's 6'11", ain't he?
Yes, but he is skin, and now the part is he's skin and bones. He was Okongwu was pushing him down now, straight down. Get out the way now. But him and Okongwu work together, especially since there are not that many stretch 4s that are brolic.
He ain't really a stretch 4 though.
I mean, he's something. He ain't a 5. He ain't a 5 for sure. I don't think they consider him a 5.
I think he could play both positions in a pinch. And it allows us for flexibility. You can pair him with everybody now. He's one of those guys that he can pair with everybody. He paired with Okongwu. He paired with Muhammad Gay. He paired with Jalen Johnson. He paired with Zachary Ricochet. Hell, Larry Nance. Well, Larry Nance might be the one guy he probably doesn't play, but Larry Nance, you cool. You trying to be the next Vince Carter.
Why is he not in the rotation?
Who?
I went to go look up Jonathan Isaac on the depth chart. Nowhere to be found. Oh, he's the 5. Oh, he is the backup 5. Well, I guess they
play like the 5.
Well, they don't got anything else.
But they don't need him at the 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, roster kind of back like Anthony Black, Cole Anthony,
him or Wendell Carter for
Anthony Black, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, and Caleb Houston. That is a rough place to. That backup unit, that backup unit too small. But I guess you had Mo before he got hurt, and that would have had Mo at the backup 5, and then you put Isaac at the 4.
Jonathan would have been back at the 4,
and then you could play Caleb Houston at the 4. Gary Harris at the 3. Lord,
Gary Harris was never meant to play.
No, right.
Not much.
Gary Harris got out of the damn. He got out of Denver and never was the same. Now it does help that Andrew Black is like injuries. Is 6'7", and I think Jet Howard, who I think you need to play more. Yeah, he's 6'6". If you got that kind of backcourt, then yeah, we can play some smaller guys. But they're a team that they like us. You need to make some good decisions this offseason, or it's gonna get hectic.
I think that would be I know it's interdivision, and we can wrap this up because we got to get to Mike Malone, and we got to get to Bloody Monday, as I like to call it for basketball, now that the season's over. But I think that they would be well to try to trade with the Hawks for a guard, a point. I don't really Kobe Buffkin. I think
they can't afford Buffkin if we just came off the Suggs injury. We need, and Buffkin. Unfortunately, I love the kid. He ain't never been healthy. You've never just never been healthy. You can't roll the dice on that when you got Paolo. Paolo's like, hey, you better find me a real human that can really shoot. They need to be looking. I think at Bradley Beal, honestly.
LaMelo. Trade for LaMelo. Melo gonna want
trade?
it.
What you gonna trade?
What you mean? What am I trade?
What you got?
What do you want?
You're not giving up Franz and you're not giving up Paolo. There's nothing else there.
I'm not giving up Paolo.
And you're not giving up. And you're not giving up Suggs. You're not giving up Franz.
Why? Why am I not giving up Suggs to get LaMelo?
Because LaMelo. I mean, I like it, but I do think that team does have an identity, and I'm not giving up a lot to get LaMelo, who's never no. They have they've done a full rebuild. They're at the point. Orlando.
Oh, I thought you said Charlotte has an identity. Yeah.
No. Orlando has a physical, tough identity. I think that they really like Suggs as their quarterback. I don't think they want to mess with that. I don't think they really want to they don't really want to play with this lineup. I think that Wendell Carter, I think that time that's gone.
Same position as the Hawks then.
Yeah, very much so.
A move. They have their starting five. Really?
No, you don't. They don't have. They
need a center. They need a center.
No. They really got this. A center would be nice, but they need a 2-guard who's a bucket. They need guard scoring.
Go to Portland. Or go get Cam Whitmore. That's what I would do. There you go. Cam Whitmore gonna be one out tomorrow.
No Lord.
Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd came in, started 3 games this year and averaged 20 points.
Right. Now, I would say that is a place where Reed could go, and even being slider frame, he'd be perfectly fine because you're still amongst the trees on that team.
Catch our latest episodes and stay updated with the world of sports by tuning in to the podcast live on Mondays or catch the re-air on Dive Team Media Network, where you can also check out other Dive Team Media content as well. For collaboration, booking information, or any other inquiry, visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com. Every listen, share, and review is appreciated. Until next time.
What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be here for it.